Yo, 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 what's up? It's your boy, Call Me Misty, back with some more Yu-Gi-Oh shit. So we got to Masters, let's go. 8 wins in a row, and we got there. I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of lucky, but you know what? We take those because a win's a win, right? So I'll show you guys some of those. I'll show you guys all 8 of those wins when I was just streaming it, so I definitely wish I was, talking during the stream. But yeah, I kind of was tired, so didn't really want to talk too much. But now we're dubbing, so let's go. This first game is of course against Blackwing. Gotta love that. By the way, this deck is completely different. So I was tilting a little bit this week trying to find a deck that'll work. And I'll warn you guys right now, if you're thinking about copying this deck, just be warned, there's some problems still. I mean, I don't really, this just got 8 wins in a row, and that's how I got here, so I'm not really sure what the problems are yet, but I just made this deck. It might not be perfect. Warning. I'll show it at the end of the game, at the end of the replays, but pretty much the only thing that was changed is there's no more evenly matched, and instead we replaced it with full force virus, and actually we added back some of the Labrynth engine just so that we could have some more, I don't know, some more choice in the engine, because right now, the way that we had the deck, we could always draw into engine, but it might not be the engine that we want. So now we added the field spell back, and we added one Ariana so that we can search specific engine pieces if we need to. Anyways, this game we go second, I said, so we just set 5 pass, we have Lord in the hand, and then on main 1, when he tries to activate an effect, a Rivalry, so that I can use skill drain. So keep in mind, I'm using Rivalry first so that he negates it with the hot wood. Right, I just know this card, the Archfiend, has a negate, so I use Rivalry, he negates, and then he flips skill drain. His negate is negated, and then he also has his effect negated. Then now, because we don't have a monster on the field yet, we can Ice Dragon Prison, but what I didn't realize is this monster isn't even affected by card effects, so it's not even under skill drain, and we have to play around that. So you go ahead, full force virus, destroy all his monsters. It's under full force now. Got a Pot of Extravagance. He ashes us, so we saw that ash because of the full force. We get a Pot of Duality now. Get a big welcome so that we can stop him from attacking into us, or we can use it to extend our plays if we get another normal trap. He attacks us, so we don't have a normal trap, so we're just going to keep big welcome and try to hope for a normal trap next turn. And since skill drain's on the board, this is exactly a situation where we wish that we could draw into a normal trap, so what we do is we summon Ariana with big welcome, and the way that we get a normal trap now, have the Dimensional Barrier, and we'll summon Ariana. He's under skill drain, so just keep in mind this plays even better not under skill drain, but now we're under skill drain, so we can use big welcome. So the big welcome that summoned Ariana is going to spin Ariana back to the hand, so we get the effect back, and now we'll get a regular welcome, and now we have a Dimensional Barrier for the Synchron monster. So we can set big welcome, and also on top of that, our 3000 monster is the same attack as his, so we can keep it. And we'll just be able to beat into his monster at the same time. He summons, we summon. Doesn't even attack into us, but we were fine with him doing it. Then he's no longer under full force. But now we have a Torrential. So we just attack and reset big welcome, or sorry, regular welcome. So now Torrential is going to be able to reset it every turn. Every normal trap that spins is going to. So we have to just wait until he summons pretty much. Ice Dragons is pretty good, but we kept Ariana in hand. Remember, we spun it back with big welcome. So now here's another reason that Ariana's good. We can use it again. And since Torrential isn't useful, we can just pop our monster with Torrential, and that'll let us get the field spell for skill train. That will also reset big welcome. So now what we did was we traded a Torrential for a pop one and a summon. So he summons, we're going to pop on summon like I said, it's kind of a big play now. In this turn, we'll be able to attack him. Could have flipped Dimensional Barrier here and summoned another monster from the graveyard, but since we're under skill drain, we don't really any of the effects right now. Monsters. He's a card using Cross-Eyed Designator, so it's negated, and then he uses the Cashier Birth to summon it, so now he's just going to be able to survive for longer. Draw into another Torrential, and remember, Torrential is able to set Big Welcome, so now whenever he summons, we'll be able to pop that monster, reset Lady, and then recycle Welcome Labrynth, so another pop one next turn. Torrential, and then Big Welcome will pop. Oh yeah, and then also the Field Spell will summon. So it's not only about to summon, it's about to set another card. And we actually have more monsters. We have another monster in the deck to welcome. So. That's the other reason that it's kind of nice. Now we have more monsters to summon, so now we haven't even summoned those yet, and we'll be able to attack for game. So there's a couple changes, as you can see. It's kind of different, but it's still a regular Labrynth, trap heavy. Second game is against Mikanko. I don't know. I feel like it's really powerful, but also I haven't been going against Purely with this version yet. I don't know how it'll fare against Purely. We do have Dimensional Barriers still, and it's still searchable, so I'll definitely have to try a couple runs. This game, by the way, was crazy in my opinion. I mean, it wasn't, you know, anything better than all the other ones, I guess. But I think that the Labrynth effects really popped off here. So you guys will be able to see him summon here. And just keep in mind, this card says they're unaffected and you can't target them if they're attached to a Mikanko card. So this green one only does that if they're attached to a Mikanko's equip spell. So since it's not, we can Solemn Strike it and it's affected. And then we'll be able to use T-Barrier since this deck doesn't even summon from the extra deck. Summon our Lady. And then now we have the Field Spell, and our board looks kind of mediocre, but you have to remember we started off with Barrier and Double Solemn, so that's pretty much it. Now we have Trap Trick, and this is where our plays get extended. Be able to search, gets to draw, adds the Kite, do the Thunder Kite, spins my monster back, so now we're pretty much out of our effects, right? We saw him strike him, so he won't be able to summon, and then he spins a card that he can summon from the graveyard. This is when we want to stop him, because now before he's able to activate that effect, we're going to spin it back with Welcome Labrynth. Now we're going to summon. We're going to use, so I didn't chain Welcome here because I wanted Lady to be on the field, and once Lady is on the field, then we can activate Welcome, so that we can set Big Welcome and then recycle his monster. That'll let us are on the field, and then he's ending turn. That was his only equip spell. And now, because we set another Lady's able to set full force. So if you're ever against Mikanko, and I actually put this in for Purely, so full force is probably extremely good against Purely if you're going first, and also if you're trying to stop their level 1 monsters. So I started using full force for that. And now I have full force ready. We pop his equip spell with the field spell. So that's another good thing about the field spell. It doesn't target all of these Mikanko cards, so you can't target them, but the field spell doesn't target, so. And then also it'll recycle our Welcome Labrynth again, so now we have Recursion. Pop a card in his hand, and then we get to draw, and we draw into a Pot of Extravagance off of Ariana's effect. Now we go ahead, draw off a Pot of Extravagance now, and look at the advantage we just got off of that. So in one turn off of one singular trap trick, so we got all this. Crazy in my opinion. And we're able to recycle trap trick again. We can set Big Welcome, and we set Draco so that if he summons we can negate. Then here we call we call the full force, and full force sends Ariana, which is nice because Ariana will be able to resummon and use its effect to like do whatever, like search a card. And then also, if he has a monster on the field, it'll pop that monster. That'll activate Lovely's effect to pop a card in the hand. So it's a pop 1 plus that. Plus we get to summon. Plus we get to draw. And we get to set. I decided not to. Well, no, we didn't get to set that because we. He gets to summon that again, and then we negate him with Draco. One of that, and before he goes in access, we to use Labrynth to pop his back row. And with his back row pops, we set Eradicator, and now he won't even have replayability. Yeah, that was a pretty crack game, and that's why I was like, oh my god, man. That's when I was like, this deck might actually be decent, even though we have double virus. I feel like double virus is really good right now because everything's kind of slow. So, let's see. I'm definitely gonna cook with it for a while. I'm gonna be seeing how it works for a while. Additionally, you know, like I said, Draco Utopic Aura is in the deck now. I don't think I mentioned that before. Oh, there's been a lot of changes since last time. So I'll just show the deck at the end. And then if you guys have any questions, let me know. But shout out to Blubby, my boy. He's literally hashtag one of my best mens because he's put in the card to save me multiple games. I'm not sure if it comes up in this game, but Draco Utopic Aura is literally one of those God-sent cards now. Same as Solemn Strike almost. The only downside to it is that it doesn't destroy cards in the hand or graveyard. Like, doesn't negate those, but other than that, it's really good. Anyways, in this game, we just set all our cards, go into the next turn. We have a full force, but we need to make space for Trap Trick before we can activate it. We reset his monster with Tears of the Overroot because this monster can still be targeted, it just can't be destroyed. You just have to read which cards can be targeted versus which cards have to be destroyed and which ones you have to deal with the field spell first. Or sorry, the equip spell. But we let him attack because we don't really want to summon before. We just let him spin back too. As long as he doesn't spin back Trap Trick, pretty good because we'll be able to summon with Big Welcome. Big Welcome will be able to pop a card as well. Pop his back row so he won't be able to equip another card. Summon, and then Full Force will be able to activate his. And it's able to activate on both. Even if he imperms us, like for example, he's imperming Ariana. We'll be able to chain 1 lady so that we get a trap activated effect, and then chain 2 will be able to Full Force. And we'll be able to send Ariana, so Ariana still gets its effect. We pop all of his ritual monsters in his hand, so keep that in mind because we might need to that, and then we summon back Ariana so that we can bring more monsters. But he has the Mikanko dance. We're just gonna wait until we can Eradicator him. And Eradicator was the card that we called with Full Force. So I don't know why I keep doing this, but I go Full Force and then Lady Search into Eradicator, and that combo is just brutal on this meta right now for some reason. So we call spells and we destroy everything he has to live for. He recycles a spell, but we're able to recycle Lady as well. Because he recycled that spell, we go ahead and we do the chain. We pop from the field from the hand. That's the nice thing about the field spell. You'll be able to pop a card on the field and the hand, so it's really good, honestly. Draw card. D-Berry is useless, but you'll be able to recycle them all. He tries to searches a trap. Battles, we recycle. I thought that we would be able to target, but I forgot this is the monster that says if you're equipped to a Mikanko card, you can't target it. Spins back Big Welcome because he saw me set it. But we just need to wait a turn, and then we'll be able to play it out. And he's under double virus. Any card he draws besides for traps are kind of useless. Now he uses Promise, which is a normal trap, and that card says that he can summon another Mikanko monster and equip it. So I flip both of my floodgates in case he wants to summon a different type of Mikanko monster, and we reset Eradicator so that we can destroy his traps or his spells in the back row, and then once we do that we'll be able to pop his monsters. He gets Kurikara, that's lower than 1500, gets popped by virus. We Eradicator again, so he's under double spell Eradicator, and then we reset hard because that lets us pop one, draw one. And since it couldn't be sent to the graveyard, it just gets banished. And that means that the preparations can't even be sent to the field. So yeah, he got destroyed. And this game was against Sword Soul. So these 3-turners are kind of short, in my opinion, but at least you'll know the right place to stop. Some of these top tier decks, like Sword Soul, if you have a Torrential Tribute, 90% of the time, you can get them to pass the turn. I'm not even kidding. Torrential Tribute is a 1-card stop for Sword Soul. So that's why Torrential Tribute's still in the deck after years. I mean, it's been a year since it's been in there and it's never been removed, even in Tournament. So what we did was we waited until Sword Soul Moi showed up and we Torrential there. If you want to play a little bit riskier, you always have the chance of Torrentialing after he makes the Synchro 8. But if he makes the water monster that is a negate, then he can negate Torrential Tribute. So I just like to pop it here in case he doesn't have the strategist in hand, because if he doesn't, then we're able to summon Lord and then we'll be able to do our play off of like the OTK, right? So if we have the Lord, we'll be able to summon with Big Welcome, and this is the OTK I've shown off like multiple times now. So if you guys haven't seen it, just watch what the replay is. We just attack and then we summon and then we spin back the Lord, and that lets us summon. The main difference here is that now we have full force. Full force is able to use Lord and it'll destroy any monsters with less than 1500 defense, and that'll activate the Lady's effect. Do whatever we want. And doesn't matter though, that was the OTK. Get that OTK. Next game. Tearlament. Okay, so this guy's still playing Tearlament Kashtira, but it's really weak. He's got full Tearlament engine. Okay, so we go first here. He sends Foxy Tune, and that lets him summon a card. And sending Foxy Tune, he also sent Reinhardt, activating its effect to summon and send a card from his hand. I negate this using Rivalry so that he has to keep Psychic summoning on the board. So just keep in mind, you can use Rivalry like that. Don't just automatically flip it. Sometimes wait until they use their effect. Same thing with Skill Drain. I just waited until he used the effect. I knew that was going to be his last active effect because I know Punk. Card out of place. He could normal summon, but then we could Torrential Tributes. Okay, and then we search Pot of Extravagance because we're under Rivalry right now, so no point in searching a Labrynth card. Dogmatica is really good under Skill Drain. He ashes us, but again, Dogmatica is really good. And we also have another Lord, which we'll be able to summon under Rivalry. Then he surrenders. That was game. That was game. Next one. I think this was when I got to Diamond 1. It was against the Sun Baleon, what's it called? Sunseed? I don't even know what it's called. The level 1 guys. Yeah, he took a long turn 1. And I think this was one of those games that I felt like I robbed him. But in reality, I also think I could have came back. So I'm just going to show it off because why not? You know, it's a win's a win, right? Ayo. But technically, I do feel like I robbed him here. Goes ahead. He activated. Dude, I didn't even want to watch this. I like literally got up and I started working out. Like I was in the middle. I started streaming this, but I was like, ah, man. This is gonna take forever, so I just muted my mic and I was like, alright, I'm gonna work out, I'm gonna go do my stuff, get some water, you know, pet my pup. Have you guys seen my pup? I'm not sure. Even shared any pictures of him, but he's so cute. So, yeah, this guy took like, I think about 2 minutes or 3 minutes, so I like got some water, pet my dog, I did some push-ups, and then I came back and he was still popping off. The only things that I'm worried about with this deck is this card that lets you tribute your like the opponent's monsters, because they don't have to target Lady to do that. They can just tribute Lady. And also this card, no, the card in the graveyard, the Sunbind Sowing protects their Link monsters from destruction. So if I had a Torrential Tribute, I wouldn't be able to destroy their Link monsters. Other than that, though, their board is very breakable. So that was the 10-minute turn that I had to sit through. It was much more longer than 2 minutes. I was being very generous. He negated with the XYZ monster. I was fine with that. He didn't have a spell in this monster. So this monster is a negate only if he has that type of thing activated in it. So like if he had a spell inside it as a material, then he'd be able to negate spells. I let him negate in board because I thought that I'd summon Lady, but then he tributes a card and he negates it. So Lady's negated but not destroyed. So I'll still be able to summon Lady next turn off of a normal trap activation. We Draco Utopic Aura this XYZ in case he wants to make Zeus. Just to get rid of any XYZ ideas that he has. I hate it. So good against our deck. 3000 attack. No need to let him get there. Anyways, he tries to summon another monster. We saw him strike that. I don't think he has Ash. And we use Big Welcome to search Ariana for that same play where we summon Ariana. And then we spin it back under Skill Drain. And then also it'll let us pop the field spell that I told you worried about. We use the trap activation to summon Lady, and then he activates trap. Pretty much like tributes his card to make Lady his monster for one turn. Access all the way down to 200 attack. Yeah, he sets 3. So we go ahead, we have 2 big welcomes here. I know, okay. And then the problem was that I didn't do the play. Like I was trying to do the play where if I summoned, so pretty much this would have worked perfectly. If I'd summoned, used Big Welcome to spin back, Ariana would have searched me probably like a regular welcome, like a welcome Labrynth, and then I'll set both. I'll use welcome Labrynth to summon, what's it called, Lady, and then I'll just pop 2 cards because I'll spin Lady back with Big Welcome. But then I won't be able to do any of that now. I'll only be able to pop 1. Pretty much I traded a pop 2 for a pop 1 because I didn't do that. And he's able to attack too, so I have to just use Big Welcome to summon and try to... I know a lot of people are having troubles with this, so make sure you're trying to use Big Welcome to summon the monster you need from the graveyard. Like if you can, you really don't want to be summoning from the deck unless you like need that specific monster, because Big Welcome can run out of targets pretty easily if you do that. So don't let Big Welcome run out of targets. And here, I mean, if he didn't have a way to destroy my Lady, I think I would have won regardless, but yeah, I do think I kind of robbed him there. And this game was free. I remember this. It was like Assault Synchron. Yeah. This game. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. He just sets this card and adds a card in the ends turn. Our hand's really, really good. So unless he has like a god tier sprite hand, it's over. And that's what I was thinking, at least, because I thought he was sprite. And then I just called Eradicator before he could even summon another level 2. In case he had like, you know, like a spell. That'd be annoying, but he had literally no spells in his hand. I looked through his hand when he was doing that though. I looked really hard so I could make sure. I read every card and I knew that this was his only play, like this Dark Beckoning into this. So I was waiting until he set this, and I was going to pop it. If you pop it before its like effect actually activates, then you negate the effect. Pop it. Pop a card in his hand, and then he just surrenders. I mean, it wasn't even a good pop in his hand, but I guess he didn't have any plays. Then last game, another game I definitely feel like I robbed someone against a hero player. This time though, I mean, I don't know. It was a close game. It was another close game. This one I don't even think I got up for. I thought he was going to have a short turn, but he a little bit longer than I thought he would. He was pretty good though. So guys, again, let me know what you think about this deck, and let me know what changes you think should be made. I'll show you guys the deck list at the very end, so you can skip there or just stick with me. This is the last game. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's something missing, or maybe that I'm not sure if it's like fully ready. I think like by the time I get to Masters 1, it'll for sure be 100%, but right now it still feels like, I don't know. I guess I don't like going second really, because it takes a while to come back after going second. Like, it's not impossible at all. It just takes a long time. Like this game, for example, would have been probably like at least 5 to 10 turn game, because I had to deal with DPE, and then I have to deal with his board, because DPE in itself is just, it's a board. You have to deal with it. Anyways, we get pot, draw, summon, negates with imperm. Thought he was gonna destroy, so I wanted to see if you'd destroy Ariana if I like ended quick, but he didn't. He destroyed the field spell, which is a little unfortunate, but lets us activate skill drain before it's summoned back, so I can pop. Or sorry, so it's no longer activatable. He has Book of Moon, so he negates. He like spins it. Sorry, he spins his monster face down, and that stops skill drain because it's only face up monsters. But now, since it's no longer face up on the field, we're able to pop off. We'll use Dogmatica, we'll pop a monster, set Pot of Extravagance, we'll get to draw one, get to pop one, get to pop another one in the back row. Are we drawn to is Ice Dragon, and Ice Dragon is the perfect card for this deck because we'll be able to Ice Dragon into the monster, what's it called? DPE. And then also we have Lovely on the field, so that means your opponent can't activate monster effects to chain it. So when he tried to chain DPE, he wouldn't be able to because of Lovely. But then he drew 4 cards, and I was like kind of worried, and then I won on time. So a little unfortunate. But yeah, those are the games. Let's get really quick deck list. I'm already there. So yeah, you guys, I'll show you guys really quick. Different. Got full force in there now. Got 2 ice dragons. We got 2 deep barrier. Maybe I should show you guys a different way, but this is how I'd like to see it. We have no Imperial Iron Wall. Imperial Iron Wall has been removed, and then we also removed the Winged Dragon of Ra just because it didn't come up enough to be good. Draco Utopic Aura, Shoutout Blubby. Dude, this card is goated. You're right, this was a great card in the format. And then this extra deck, it definitely needs some changing because we don't even have 2 level 4s, so feel free to change that out for these, another one of these, or Muckraker. But again, Muckraker never came up. This season, not a single one of my extra deck cards came up except for my Pot of my Dogmatica targets, so Dogmatica punishment targets. Yeah, I think that's all the changes. Oh yeah, Ariana. We have Ariana at 1 now. We have Labrynth at 1 now as well. And then I think the cards that we had to remove were the Winged Dragon of Ra and Imperial Iron Wall. Yeah. Also, we removed Compulsory. Feels bad about Compulsory, but Big Welcome is like a compulsory with secondary effect. So like, why do we really need Compulsory at that point? It's a good card, but just right now, especially with the non-targeting, like you cannot target a lot of the monsters in this. It's kind of just better to have that as a secondary effect of Big Welcome instead of having a whole card for it. Now full force is in. Feel free to swap that out. But yeah, this is everything. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm done for now. GG's. Adios.